And now, your local forecast.
If you're tuning in, welcome to the forecast. My name's Sonic and I'm joined by Chief Street. Welcome home.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm great. How was China?
Insane. It was such a good time. I had like the best 2 weeks. It's been very difficult to get back into.
You can hear it in his voice.
The real swing of thing. Yeah, I'm a bit congested today. I think it's the hay fever. I did get a bit crook coming back, but nothing serious. I thought I shook it, but since I got here, since we decided we'd start recording, my hay fever's
so
into gear.
I'm going to have to edit this podcast heavily for every time that Chief Street needs to blow his nose or cough or whatever. If you're tuning in on YouTube Live right now, thank you and apologies that the quality is so bad. I think it's something to do with our internet in Australia. We struggle immensely with getting good upload speeds. Download's fine, but upload is just shocking. So if anybody in the chat has any suggestion on what we can do better, especially if you're a tech expert, that'd be great. Fortunately, though, I think the audio is fine.
Yeah, audio is all good. But I mean, our internet in general in Australia is just terrible.
Yeah.
Like you said, the downloads are all right, but they're not really unless you're paying quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like a good speed for us is what, like 50 megs?
Which is crap.
Terrible.
Yeah, so I looked in the studio, I looked at the studio to get the 1,000 up, 1,000 down, and it's about $690 a month, which is quite a lot, really.
The guy that just said it in the comments there, and what I've been looking at is the Starlinks. Eventually.
I'm not sure the Starlink has great up. I think it's got good down, but I'm not sure about up.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We'll look into it though.
All I know is the monthly plan on them is quite expensive. Like for a normal household, I think it's like $150-ish.
Yeah,
it's like, would I double my internet bill to have double the speed?
If you're doing podcast live streaming at 144p.
Oh, well, here, like it makes sense to do that. But yeah, look.
I'm very sorry, YouTube chat. You may just have to wait till the final version's upload later tonight. At least you guys can see that we've got a podcast for those that didn't know. I saw a comment before from someone saying, I didn't know you had a podcast. Yeah, we've had, what is this, episode 24?
24.
Yeah, it's hard to get word out with a podcast because we're starting literally from ground zero, but we'll get there. It'd be great if we could get this live thing happening.
I think that's the goal in the future. Well, it looks like we're going to be getting a new routine soon anyway with all the news and things that have been happening. So maybe we'll actually be able to say on this night we're podcasting.
It would be really good to know. We'll look at the stats of where people are tuning in from because ultimately I think we're going to probably do night times in Australia. So that will hopefully be morning or midday around the rest of the world.
It'll be sleeping time for America.
Yep.
And it'll be sometime for Europe.
So while I'm annoyed about the internet, it's quite topical in Australia. If you guys are watching from overseas, yesterday we had a national outage. Anybody that was with the Optus phone network for internet and phone, our internet was cut. And it was really strange and it kind of made me think, what would we do if all our telecommunications were cut? So yesterday I had to shut the studio. The reason for that is that the entire system is controlled by phone apps, basically. And it's handy to have remote access to things like doors, gates, whatever. And so when your internet gets cut, we've still got like physical security here and all that sort of stuff, but nothing that would, like we can't upload to the cloud like or our NAS or anything like that. So that was a pain. So I went to the beach and I went to pay for lunch and I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, no Apple Pay, right?
It worked, but I was like, I can't even check my bank account to see if I've got enough coin in the
Well, the thing you were saying as well is like it wasn't just internet, it was phone service too. So you couldn't call people
10 million Aussies were without a phone.
Well, I didn't realize until I was like walking to the office and I was like, why am I on SOS? And then I did like because I'd just been overseas, I was like, oh, maybe it's got something to do with that. So I did the airplane mode on and off, reset it, nothing. I was like, okay, this is a bit weird.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got to the office, first thing I heard is, the office chit chat was that the network's down and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I feel so bad for the chat.
Why? Because it
just looks so bad. But you will get to watch this episode properly later. So if you don't want to watch the crappy 144p, you're welcome to jump out and then come back later and watch the proper episode.
One of the boys just said couldn't even tell it was Chief until you introduced him. I am just a blob of pixels at the moment.
All right, chap.
Anyway.
Because of that, I'll be ignoring YouTube. All right, so let's get into it. We've got some exciting things to announce today. If you hadn't noticed, there's some merchandise on the table and some Ableton USBs. And the last time you were here, before you jetted out to China, we ran a competition and we've got 2 winners.
Congratulations to those 2 people.
Can you tell us what are we putting on the USBs?
I think we're going to do 2 tracks, 2 unreleased tracks each.
Right.
We're also going to make, I think, a little sample pack together.
Yep.
We'll give them that. They'll get a T-shirt, I reckon.
We're going to get a T-shirt. That's new news because we didn't say that with the competition. So there's the record label here at the Studio Global League has some cool merch. So we're going to give away 2 T-shirts. They're a large because we only have one size fits all at the moment.
That's a medium. But
we're giving away 2 larges because we have in excessive amounts of large. Cool. So the winners are, drum roll. Actually, I've already reached out to them, so they know. Ray and Kieran. Yep.
Congratulations. The first winners ever on the forecast.
Yep. So we'll be sending you a couple of USBs and some a T-shirt. And we're going to run more competitions.
Yes. I think you can see on the table, we've got plenty of USBs, plenty of T-shirts to go. So
also, I keep mentioning that I do mastering, and I said a couple of times, if you write in capital letters MSTR on Instagram or YouTube, I'll do a free master. And
still offering them?
5 people have hit me up.
Yeah, wow.
There you go.
You got a day's work ahead.
Yeah, got a bit of work to do. So, yeah, lots of work to do, but no, I love it.
I think there was an interesting part of the giveaway that both of the people who won are in the same country.
Yes, Ireland.
We're going to be doing some, we're worldwide here.
Yeah, so we're going to run the competition again. We'll have to come up with a new code word though.
Today?
Yeah, let's do it. 2 more USBs.
2 more USBs.
Yep.
We're changing the rules. It's not the first. It is random selection after 7 days. So we'll do it next episode.
On high quality live chat.
And just a welcome back is going to be the code.
Done. Love that.
Although there's been episodes out for the past week, each week we haven't been together for like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, it's been weird.
Yeah, I know. Well, now you somewhat know how I felt when you were away for a month a bit. And
episode 20, if you didn't know about that. Yeah, so no, it's good. It's good to have you back so we can have more regular guests and get back into it. We've got a new toy today, which is really cool. We've got a slider. So one of the cameras is just like constantly moving. So hopefully that looks wicked when we play that back.
It's so professional.
We haven't built our set yet. So we're kind of using someone else's set. This is the Forecast studio, but we rent this space out to other people that do podcasts. So we're going to build some shelves behind us, so it's not just a blank wall. And yours is going to have some cool basketball stuff.
Yep.
Pokemon cards.
Yep.
Yep. And mine's going to have a launch pad.
Yep.
Other stuff.
It would give everything a bit more of a personal taste, I reckon.
More plants.
Yeah, we'll get there. I think next week we should try and go out, buy some stuff, bring it back.
We'll do some behind the scenes footage as well. We'll film like us going out to Bunnings and getting all the shelvings and whatnot, or IKEA. I don't know. It'll be fun.
Did you get up to much while I was away?
Oh, dude, it's been crazy at the studios.
Yeah.
I've been super busy, super sleep deprived. And yeah, I think similar to how you've probably got a bit of jet lag now that you're back, just all my days are mixed into one another. So I rock up, I dropped my kid off at childcare and I said to the lady, "Oh, how's your weekend?" She looked at me blankly and I was like, "Oh, because I took yesterday off."
Oh,
so
it's Thursday.
It's Thursday. I've got no idea what's going on. So yeah, it's good. After this, I've got another session in the studio with an artist called Gustaria. We're doing a collaboration. Luke and I had a really good session last week. Luke's my manager. He's in the room behind us, watching hopefully. We've been going through the tracks on the album and trying to figure out like how we're going to put these songs out. And yeah, it's good. Luke's sort of sitting in as an A&R and telling me like, okay, this part needs to be changed and whatnot. It's just so good to have like a second set of ears to just get me over the finish line because I've been saying for 20 episodes, I've got this album, I'm going to put it out and nothing has happened. We're getting there, but I'm roadblocking myself because I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah, having Luke back in the studio is a big plus. A lot of energy.
Well, you guys left me. So Luke was away in Amsterdam. We'll probably get him in on an episode. So he was at ADE and was in Europe for a bit. And then you went to China. Dude, how mental is China?
Full on. Like, so we started in one of the smaller cities and then we went to Shanghai and Nanjing, which are bigger cities. And once we were doing all the subways and stuff, I was like, oh my God, there's so many people. We went to Disneyland. I was like, I'm just seas of people.
How's Disneyland?
Disneyland was great. What I didn't realize is it's actually one of the newest ones.
I didn't know that.
So
has it got Harry Potter Land?
No, I think that's Universal.
Oh.
But I had a few cool, like I had a Pirates of the Caribbean section. It was like a Tron ride, which was like awesome.
I just want to go to Harry Potter Land.
But it was Harry Potter World, but which I have been to in Orlando, I think.
Okay.
I haven't been to Japan. We'll go next year, I reckon. It's going to be the honeymoon.
Take me with you.
Yeah, mate, come along.
We'll do a forecast episode.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick. But yeah, it was such a cool country, man. We had so many cool experiences. I ate some delicious food.
Mm-hmm.
The people were lovely. Like my partner's family were amazing as well, and anyone else we met, like, were just so kind.
Glad to hear, man.
Yeah. It's been pretty difficult coming back, just switching from holiday mode back into work mode.
Do you know what a fun fact is?
What's that?
My last international trip was to China.
Really? Oh, yeah, the one before D-Day.
So I wasn't patient zero, but I was one of the last returning flights to Australia before the whole pandemic just went wild. And what happened is I was doing a line of shows. So we were really focusing our attention in Southeast Asia and playing all these venues. And the idea was that I was sort of showcasing what I could do in order to really, I don't know, bed myself into the scene and then be like a recurring thing.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happens, which is why this studio exists, because I got grounded for essentially 2 years. But Chief and I were saying off camera today, it would be so cool if we could take a show together, like travel and play shows and support each other. And Southeast Asia would be a vibe. And then America, then Europe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I loved Asia. I thought like I only went to China. I've been to other places around there as well, but it's a nice way of living.
Did you go out at all? Did you go to any nightclubs?
No. So it was a very family orientated kind of getaway.
Yeah.
So we had some times to do our own stuff, but mostly it was, meeting people, going out for dinner and things like that. So
nice. Well, I'll take you out. It's very different.
Yeah?
The nightclubs that I played at, they had lots of sitting areas on the dance floor. So
like booth type of stuff?
Heaps of booths, yeah. And so that was interesting because like in Australia and America, most of the dance floors, people are standing and just going wild. And then your booths are sort of like to the side of the venue or like a balcony or whatever. They had all that, but then they had like the VIP sections were actually sort of front and center in front of the booth. And yeah, for most part, they'd be seated and then they would get up and dance on their chairs and on the table. And just, wow, like some serious flex. Like the bartenders would come out with like these bottles with kind of like Vegas with like the sparkler bombs and all that sort of stuff. And there was a lot of that going
on.
The
flashing lights they come in with and stuff.
Yeah. It was wild. And
the name on the board. Like, when they have the message.
I don't.
Happy birthday.
Well, it was bizarre because they had these cutouts of my face on these boards and they were holding them up and I've always wanted that. And I was like, I want to take one of those home.
They had them of you. Yeah,
and like very outdated press photo.
Oh my God.
Looks so much younger. No, it was a vibe. It was really cool. So I definitely want to get back there at some point in time, but it'd be much more fun, I reckon, if you came with me and we threw down a few parties.
Mate, I'm going to be spending a lot more time in that country. So, hey, if you want to come with me. Although I did just want to quickly give you something small, very small that I got you. I'll be honest.
You got me something?
Yes, but very small. I wasn't able to do a lot of gift shopping. It's very hard to pay for things in China if you don't have WeChat, which obviously I don't. Because like I have WeChat, but not the pay version. That
all
is
I
for
hear is excuses.
Citizens only. So a lot of the stuff that we had to buy wasn't on my budget. And we actually didn't do a lot of shopping either. Like I said, very family orientated. I'm just getting the bar nice and low here because I didn't get you much. But you can have this. It can stay in the studio. You can take it at home.
What is this?
You will either look at the back or open it up.
How's the crinkle? Well, hey.
It's not much, but.
Wait, this is very kind. Is this a birthday present?
Yes. Yeah, definitely is, mate. Shit.
What a champ. I didn't get you anything when I went overseas 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think we were that close then. It's fair enough.
Whoa, look at this. Wow. And then, hang on. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
I don't want to break it.
It's not going to be.
Don't want to do
it's not going to break.
Don't want to do a Chief Street and just. Here we go.
Lie down. No,
nope.
Other way. No. You had it the right light.
What do I do, Alex?
Yeah, push it and pull.
I don't want to break.
Like that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that you had to show me that.
Hey.
Oh, that's wild.
It is.
Hey, it worked. Jeez, that works well.
Dude, I could have used one of them all over there. It was actually hell hot.
That's efficient as. Jeez, they got the aerodynamic engineering down packed.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, mate.
No, you're welcome.
You're a champ.
Happy birthday, right?
Yeah, thanks, dude. Don't tell anybody. I'm feeling old. I'm getting grey. I had to get rid of the beard.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been repping it for a while, but it was definitely turning grey.
That's all right.
Look at that.
At least you got hair.
So do a lot of people carry these around?
No, that was more of just an item to just gift people.
Oh, that's super special. Thanks,
It was funny though. When I went there, for me, it was really hot. It was like 25 but humid. And so I was like fucking sweating everywhere and like being really stuffy and hot. And everyone else is in like jackets and jeans, and every shop has its air conditioners off and no air regulating it. And I was like, oh, everyone was wet. Not wet, but sweat.
So you went and got some self fans.
Yeah. Well, actually, they were all for gifts, so I never used one of them. But they're just to give away to my
that's
friends
very special.
stuff.
That will live here at the studio.
Yeah, we could use it as a prop or
You
something.
can hang it or something. Put it on my shelf when I get my
There
shelf.
you go.
Thanks,
exactly.
man.
No worries, mate.
Speaking of birthdays, Luke
Yes.
got me something really cool.
Part 2 to talk.
Yeah, I kind of want to show chat before we. Well, I mean, nobody's going to be able to see it on YouTube because it's so pixelated.
Yeah, right. So this is for the
All right,
video.
We're going to have to hold it up. All right, you put it on your screen.
Yeah, which means I need to talk so that the camera is focused on this picture. I think that should do it.
That should do it. All right, so to give some context to this photo, it was hectic. That was on their main stage, and I think there was 40,000 people. And
Shit.
That particular photo, I think, was probably one of the most. Yeah, I remember I was vomiting profusely before going up on stage because I think I'd worked myself up so much that I get like performance anxiety. Not so much now, I've done it a bit, but at this time that was like massive. My hands got pins and needles, and to play the launch pad, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. But what I think had happened is I was severely dehydrated. El Paso, Texas, quite hot.
Yeah.
Hadn't been drinking enough water, was really worked up about the show, had this crazy headache. I remember I was trying to sleep it off in the hotel like the day off, and I hadn't shaken it. And then my drinks rider was energy drink mixed with vodka. So I was smashing this energy drink, and I think what happened is I'd probably just got too much caffeine, not enough hydration, and my body was just like freaking out a little bit. But the show was incredible.
Oh, it would have been.
Like,
was it one of those things though, once you got up there and you hit play and you started going, like everything was fine?
It took a little bit. And I remember my mouth was so dry, and I got up on stage and it was hot, and there was this hum. And I don't know whether it was like the fans underneath the console or whatever, or like I was like, oh shit, is there a live mic or something? But there's a sound. But it was just the buzz of the entire stage. And Rooks took that photo, and I was like, oh my God, that's like the Rooks, the guy that took Deadmau5's photos and then like toured with every major DJ. I was like, oh. But yeah, I just remember it was one of the most incredible moments, and the sun was setting for my set. So I got just the last bit of like daylight, and then it went to nighttime. But it was just wild. It was absolutely wild. The only problem is that I'm such a control freak that every time I was trying to play the gear, I was probably I didn't take a moment to enjoy it. I was
like look up and kind of soak it in.
So by the end of my set, when I'm finally like relaxed and I can tell that the crowd's loving it and everything's going great, I look to my side, and Morton, who'd been playing before me, is still side of stage, just in there. He's got his top off 'cause it's so hot, and he's got a good rig, that guy, so he can, I can't. I got the dad bod. And he's got like a towel on, like, you know when someone's just finished like a gym workout and they're just like, and he's just there and he's just like watching. And I was like, that is cool. I'd never realized that like the pros kind of stick around and
well, you're doing something a bit different too.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this guy, Wael. He was signed to Panda Funk when Dioro was doing a lot of stuff and bringing up a lot of our covers. And Wael and I have done some collabs. So I don't know if I actually think we've put any of them out. But he was a guru. Like he was making so many bangers, and I was playing heaps of his tracks, and he was there, and he was side of stage, and I was like, that's cool as. So that was like a really crucial moment for me, that particular show. That was where I felt like I'd got to the point where it was real. And it was pretty cool. My dad was there to see it as well. So.
Dude, he would have been so proud.
Yeah. So these are birthday presents that Luke printed for my birthday.
There's actually more, but we've only brought in 2.
This one's cool too. So we're going to hang this.
Yeah. Oh, Glare City.
Glare. So that's at Tomorrow World. I think we talked about Tomorrow World. So Tomorrow World was the spin-off of Tomorrowland, and it was the American version. So basically the stage they set up in Belgium, they actually pack it down and they shipped it across.
It's got the little, is this the owl or whatever?
That's
Our
the
stage?
Tomorrowland sign.
Okay.
I think it's a butterfly. I'm not sure. With an eye. And that was wild. I played the opening night Dreamville, which was actually bigger than main stage because everybody at the festival bumps in the night before the festival starts and they're all on this one campground and they get this super stage built just for the opening night. And so I got to play quite late in the piece too, which was amazing. So that was the biggest crowd I've ever played to in my life. And then I played pretty well the same set, but at a daytime set on the main stage, and I was second for the second act. So day 3, a lot of dusty players coming out. They had an enormous 3-day event, and they not a huge turnout to that set, which was totally understandable. It was like early in the day, but fuck, what an incredible opportunity. Yeah. And then I think the next year they had like crazy storms or something, and they had flooding and whatever, and it was a disaster. Right. And I don't think they recovered. So
I don't think I've heard of that.
Tomorrowland
doing a thing
doesn't exist currently
anymore.
Yeah. So, but that was really cool for Luke to organise to have those printed. We'll put them up at the studio because it was a bit of nostalgia, and it was just nice to look back because it's been a few years now.
Yeah, a bit of a reminder.
Yeah, just a reminder, trying to get back in the game.
Shout out Luke.
He
seems like that guy who gives like thoughtful birthday presents.
Very thoughtful birthday presents.
When you played that festival, right? Was it Phone City in the crowd?
No, not back then.
No, it was still just kind of like taking it all in and just enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest shows I played was around 2015, so that's a much earlier iPhone generation. I don't even think Instagram stories was a thing back then. Yeah. So I think the whole culture as to how we used.
You're right. I think the stories and the live element of posting is kind of what's given that.
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone recording things in the moment to upload them in the moment.
Yeah. So no, it was very different. And I remember actually a show I played in 2019, just before Danny Avila. Now he has incredible stage and showmanship. He got the entire crowd of 10,000 people, and I was like, damn, I should have done that. So I've just finished. He's come on, he's playing. Gets the entire crowd to hold up their phone, put on their flashlight, and then he gets his and he stands there and he's doing the wave.
Left to right.
If you were in the crowd, it would have looked severely underwhelming.
But if you're on the other side.
But for him, looking at that, then guess what he does? He turns around, gets his photographer.
Oh, yeah, takes a photo.
Takes the most epic photo of this sea of 10,000 people, all with their phones shining towards him. And I was like, smart.
Yeah, smart dude.
The best thing I did was 3, 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of the get down on the floor one.
What's that one?
When the dude's like, all right, I need everyone to get down.
Oh, right, the old Timmy trumpet.
I think the first time you do it is fun, and then you're in the crowd for the 10th time, and some DJ is just like, everybody get down. You're like, fuck, I'm too old for this shit.
I totally run out of things to say at
stage
shows.
presence thing.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, jump.
Have you tried 1, 2, 3 jump?
No, that sounds too simple. Yeah, it's always going to be count back.
1, 2. Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
A, B, C. Just the dumbest thing I've ever said though while I've been performing. I think I told you this.
Yeah.
All right, my people.
Oh, my people, humans of Earth.
I just got stage fright. The alcohol hadn't kicked in yet. Overthought it. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Yeah, you get media trained and you get stage. You can be trained in this shit, and I just got thrown in the deep end. And was just like, oh, I don't know. And then I feel the best DJs I feel are the worst showmen. They are so technically good that they don't look up. They're just looking down.
All my first gigs, I never looked up because I was scared too. And then someone was like, dude, look up. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's people. Yeah, club shows, that's where Will Sparks just dominates, right? Because he has more fun than anybody in the entire venue. Yeah. He, at a club show, demands attention. Yeah. Where I always felt like club shows, you just sort of were in the corner DJing.
He's such a big personality and big image, and he's got a lot of weight as an artist too. It all comes together for him
it really works.
In a live performance.
If anybody else tried to have that kind of stage energy, I think that'd look like a toss.
Because he's fucking staunch.
And he's staunched.
Long blonde hair. It kind of works.
Oh, yeah. Not now. He shaved it all off.
Did he?
Shaved it all off.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, I see the DJs jumping from the top of the boards and stuff. I'm like,
fuck
dude,
that.
I'd be my knees. No.
I wanted to be the first to do a backflip, but dude, I can't even go on a kid's swing without getting sick stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking, all right. Quick side story. I was at the park, local park the other day. You know the little spinny type of things?
Yeah.
I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on this little spin, right? I give context, I've got a toddler. I don't just hang out at children's playgrounds. A toddler's on it with me and we're going slow. And this old grandma comes up with her granddaughter. Her granddaughter's a bit older, jumps on, and this granny starts like
with you on it.
With me on it, like hurling this thing. So I'm in this vortex. It's just going faster and faster and faster. Will and I fell off because and we were so dizzy. I was violently ill. And
right there?
Nah, I waited till I got to the car and then just started dry reaching. I was like, I can't drive home. And I had to sit there for a bit. Little Will, he was fine. He loves it.
I was going to say kids can handle it, but...
Nah, man. I think there must be like I've got something wrong with my inner ear or...
Yeah.
Something.
Is it vertigo or something? You get the off balance?
Yeah, I just felt drunk.
Equilibrium.
Big words. Yeah. So anyway, fun fact. So I won't be doing a backflip on stage anytime soon, but I wanted to be the first to do like some kind of like...
Surely people have already done that.
Yeah. I think you have to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
But anyway, stage show. We're going to plan something big. I definitely, like, I'm hungry. I've got to get out of Adelaide.
Yeah. Well, after traveling and coming back, I realised that, I missed it a lot.
Yep. All right. In the meantime, while we're not traveling, now that everybody's back home, we've got some work to do in the studio and we're going to try and step up with this live stream stuff because I started ignoring chat because the pixel quality. But ultimately, I think what would be really cool is if we could get the chat to join in and ask us questions and all that sort of stuff. So...
Yes. Sadly, I don't think I have much else to talk about today. I think it's just a quick one to catch up.
Just good to have you back. Yep.
Yep. I think the next one's, we've got another guest coming in soon.
Yeah, we've got guests lined up. Yeah, which would be good.
We close every episode the same. Big things are happening.
Oh, no, it's tough when we're not in the country. Yeah. All right, so I'm just reading the comments in the chat. Yeah, no, that's a long one.
Someone who's actually like pursuing the shot rather than just hoping for something magical to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's a skill, man. I mean, you see some DJs rock up and they're just like, it's a performance. It's a well-oiled machine.
Definitely think it's rehearsed.
Oh, yeah. But like, think about it. If you paid 200 shows a year, like find out the formula and then just repeat it. Like, why wouldn't you?
Pretty sure it was Afrojack now. I think Afrojack pre-plans his set.
Yeah.
Oh, but who was the other guy? I'm going complete.
But if you're talking ultra...
Laid Back Luke.
Yeah. Well, he seems like a DJ.
So Laid Back Luke, Afrojack. Afrojack's like, no, I planned my set.
Yeah.
And Laid Back Luke's like, no, you've got to read the crowd, blah, 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 blah. I'm with Afrojack on this one to some extent. I think you should have some versatility. So if it's not working, change it up because often I see people play and I'm like, this ain't working. We talked about this. Yeah. But yeah, his argument was Afrojack said, if you're paying me, $200,000 to play main stage, I want to put on the best show.
Yeah.
So I have to the
save your
nth
image
degree.
and
And that's where the showmanship comes in. If you could figure out, at this particular time, let's get the phone out and get the crowd to do this and do that. Cool. And camera guy at 27 minutes in, make sure you're like front of house so that you can see the visuals that we've got planned because they're all synced and whatever.
Yeah.
Versus Laid Back Luke, who might be like spinning some old record and it's just completely
too busy
random.
to look up.
Potentially.
Great digging.
I guess it's just different. Yeah. You got to play to the crowd. You got to know what the venue is.
Yeah.
Talked about that again on the last episode. So, interesting. I want to do live streaming from here and DJ, but I don't know how still. If anybody knows in chat, we need to get either Twitch or some sort of partner that allows us to play music that we don't have clearance for because it just keeps getting shut down. Yeah. Anyway.
Get your entries in for the giveaway.
Yep. What's the code word again? Welcome back.
We're going to do the
off to the post office. Yep.
Next week we're going to draw them and I reckon then we got to post.
Yeah. So
Irish lads stuff out.
So it's going to take weeks for you to get your package, but yep.
That's right.
And we'll figure out how to get a live stream that doesn't look like it's filmed on a Nokia 3350.
I can't believe it. Last episodes was like crystal clear.
Yep.
Everything looked fine.
Yep.
Blame Optus.
Blame Optus. Hashtag out.
See you later.